as you saw from the footage at the beginning of this video, things have really changed around here, and that is because my neighbors have logged their entire forest. They literally didn't keep one tree. So in the back here, it used to be all evergreen trees, and my property's been totally exposed. Yeah, it's been a shit show, and it's been really emotional. It's been really emotional seeing such big trees come down and being so close to that and feeling every time a tree falls. It's just been really, really emotional. Some of these trees are at least 80 years old, and so yeah, it's just been a really emotional time, and I feel really defeated because I worked so hard on my enchanted forest and now a lot of the trees are gone. That's obviously totally out of my control, but it's still really hard to process and to deal with at the same time. Do you see Winnie? Winnie has had a really rough 2023 so far. Actually, we both have, but I'm not going to go too much into detail about myself. But basically on New Year's Day, I lost my job, and a few weeks later, Winnie had like a mysterious health situation and he had to get rushed to the vet. And he bounced back really quickly, but we didn't know what it was. And then last week he had an eye infection and had to go to the vet. And then just in the last few days, he's injured his foot, and so he's hobbling around. He absolutely hates using the litter box, so I'm just letting him outside with me so he's not wandering around like he usually does. Oh, and also Winnie's birth mom, Lily, who you've seen in my videos before, she was rehomed, and so that's been really sad for Winnie because they were really bonded. Obviously, I mean, they were neighbors. They basically lived together for the first 2 years of his life, and so they were really bonded, and he didn't get a chance to say goodbye. So he's been struggling, and the vet said that she thinks he's really taking on a lot of my emotions and what I've been going through, and that is contributing to how he is reacting in his body in the same way that humans do. And so I think it's really interesting. It's an interesting conversation that maybe I can have over on the Familiar series. So now that everything is starting to come back to life in the forest and the greenery is starting to grow in, I'm hoping that it'll really grow in behind me and create some of that privacy. But it's now time to do my big cleanup, and so I need to clean up all of the dead wood back here, and I'm also going to be building a new trail and clearing out the secret garden. So that is the plan for preparing the forest for the spring. It has definitely changed a lot back here, and I'm just kind of doing the best that I can. It honestly feels hard to spend time near the stone circle because it's so open behind me now. I don't know. Defeated is the word that I would use, and it might not seem like I'm very emotional right now, but I have been for a really long time. This has been going on literally, I think the week that I lost my job, this started. So yeah, it's been going on for several months, and yeah. So I'm just going to focus on taking action, on continuing to make this as magical as I can, and also put a lot of effort into the areas that are a little bit more private now that I've lost some of that privacy. you can see there's this big thing of metal in the bush here, and I want to try and pull that out. It's really, really heavy, so we'll see what we can do.
You could call it a vision or a tether. All at once I can see it put back together. You could call it a vision or a tether.
Actually going to pivot really quickly. My dad just got here, so he's going to help me cut some salmon berries down to clear the secret garden.
Me a poem, sing to you a song, drunk in my devotion, laid out on your chest, student of abandon, with you I am blessed, all at once in a dream, we are together. You could call it a vision or a tether. All at once I can see it put back together. You could call it a vision or a tether.
So I made a lot of progress in here yesterday. My ultimate goal back here is I really just want to clear all of this dead stuff, and I want to create somewhat of a rosemary forest or an herbal forest. And so I really want to collect rosemary and sage and yarrow and ferns and just kind of fill this up and make it really, really beautiful and magical. I actually recently spoke with my neighbors, and they said that the previous owners actually grew like 200 tomato plants back here, which was really surprising for me to hear because I cannot grow tomatoes here. And so I think that's really interesting. So I'm just gonna look for different plants that grow well in the shade and some hardy herbs, and that is my goal right now. What do you think, Winnie? It's his back leg there that's still really sore. Oh, my poor baby. So I'm going to take a break from all this yard work and go to a different enchanted forest to get some inspiration and just kind of enjoy this beautiful day. Hi. I love you. Seriously one of the most magical sights I have ever seen. There is just something so ethereal and everlastingly magical about big maples and old trees with moss. I love it. I also cannot believe how hot it is. This is definitely the hottest day that we have had this year. Sometimes just stepping out of my home zone and coming into a different enchanted forest is the best way to recharge and recharge my inspiration. Everything that's been going on in the forest at my house has been really challenging to deal with, and so I just really needed to recharge in a forest like this with really old trees and just remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. I just want to create a forest like this. Look at how beautiful this is. Okay, time to go film my Beltane video. There's the moon, preparing for her next eclipse. Okay, so this is one of my new trails. When my dad was here the other day and did that trimming for me, he also carved out this trail, and so I'm going to clear it now. On the other side of this is the Enchanted Forest with the stone circle, and right at the very end of this trail is that discard pile that's been mounting for a couple of years now. So unfortunately, with this trail comes whatever the hell this is. It's like a sink or something, and it's really, really heavy. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to move that or not. I literally just started and found all of this glass, which is crazy. And I just found my rake that I've been looking for a year. And it was just sitting in the shed. So I think what I'm trying to say is that my rake jumped timelines. I have finished, and it's looking a lot creepier than I intended. Full moon eclipse in a couple days. For the area of the secret garden where I said that I'm wanting to put an herbal forest, I am propagating all of this rosemary so that I can have a ton of rosemary plants to put back there. Rosemary is pretty expensive to buy, and so I'm hoping that I can get a lot of extra plants by doing this. I am buying other plants like yarrow and sage and also succulents and things that can start to cover the ground back there. But I have a lot of rosemary. I might propagate some sage as well, but I just want to see how this goes. And so yeah, I'm hoping to create a bunch of rosemary plants for the secret garden herbal forest. So to do this, I'm just using this rooting powder. It's kind of old, but I think it's still gonna work. So I'm just putting this rooting powder on the bottom part of the rosemary and then putting it in the dirt.
To the sound, if I could give you more than half an ear, if I could give you more than half an ear.
A little update on my seeds. So I've got a couple cosmos coming up here, just little ones. Not much of the buckets are coming up, but the ones that I put under here are starting to come up. That's a zucchini. Looks like I've got two little seeds coming up there. This is cosmos. I've got a bunch of little cosmos coming up. It's cosmos and sunflowers, which is awesome because last year when I planted my sunflower seeds, none of them came up. So this is really awesome. This maple that hovers over my yard is coming to life and blooming. It has its leaves. And then look at my lilacs. They look so beautiful. So I just wanted to come back to what I was talking to at the beginning of the video about the logging of that forest right beside me. And even though this wasn't an old growth forest and it was maybe a second or third growth forest in the sense that it was like 80 to 100-year-old trees, it could have been an old growth forest one day. Those are some really old trees, regardless of it not being old growth. And so really the only thing that we can do is to take action in whatever way we can. And one of the ways that you can help to stop the logging of forests on Vancouver Island is to check out the Rainforest Alliance, and they have a page where you can actually write a letter to the BC government to help protect our old growth forests. And the letter is super easy because they already have it formatted for you, and so I definitely recommend you check this out. It's really, really important that we do what we can to protect our forests, and so this is something that I am passionate about, and I really recommend that you check out the Rainforest Alliance if you are interested in partnering with them in some kind of way, supporting them, or just even educating yourself is really a lot. So definitely go and check out that resource.
Moon is watching shallow dreams. Night is rocking her to sleep. Wind whispers in the trees. Hidden secrets are hard to keep. Sunset in golden fields. Goddess warrior and a queen. Lost the battle and her dream. Hidden secrets are hard to keep. She's still waiting, holding on through the night. She's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. She is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. She's waiting to end this fight. Dark blue ocean in the sea. Waves are rocking him to sleep. He can still hear her heartbeat. Hidden secrets are hard to keep. He's still waiting, holding on through the night. He's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. He is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. He is waiting to end this fight.
Just found a coil of barbed wire in there.
She's still waiting, holding on through the night. She's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. She is waiting. Dawn is bringing morning light. She is waiting. He's still waiting, holding on through the night. He's still waiting, wishing time could make it right. He is waiting.
Finished clearing this whole path way, which is awesome, and did all that clearing there, which I had never done before, so that feels really good. And I love being able to see these massive big stones. I cleared that path around there, all through here, and it's looking really good. I'm really excited to show you what's going to happen in here in the next video. I'm going to be planting a fairy ring around the stone circle. I do love that all of these little ferns are popping up around the forest because it's starting to get healthier. There's a really cute one over here with this foxglove, so cute. This foxglove is so healthy and I cannot wait to see it bloom. And the bleeding hearts that I planted are also doing really well. They did take. I planted forget-me-nots back here last year and they didn't take, but these did, so that's really awesome. I do still need to figure out what to do with this. It's just too heavy for me to lift on my own, and I don't have anyone to help me, so I think that there's dirt inside that's making it really heavy, so I'm gonna try and maybe get some of the dirt out and then see if it's easier to lift. So I still need to clear this whole area, but I think I'm gonna end this video here because there's still a lot to do back here and it's just kind of repetitive. So I'm going to work on this and I will see you in the next video for all of the spring and summer planting. I have so many amazing plans and I'm really excited to get started on this herbal forest. And so thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.